It's copious highlights, and we got a lot of NFL news to go over, so let's hop into it. First off, we have 5 points to go over, so I'll head into the first one now. Lamar Jackson turned down a $133 million deal. Ronnie Staley, his star offensive left tackle, says he expects him to be back, and his head coach Jim Harbaugh says he expects him to be back in a contract to get done. A few teams who could go after him are the Dolphins, the Jets, and Raiders, as all those teams could potentially use a quarterback. The Jets are also in on guys like later on in this news cycle. And the Dolphins have Tua, but who knows what his future holds because of the concussions. For our next point, we have the 49ers are expected to start negotiations with Nick Bosa this offseason. He could perhaps make about $29 to $30 million a year, as TJ Watt makes $28 and his brother Joey Bosa makes $27 million. And then Aaron Donald also makes about $31.3 million. But he's also an interior defensive lineman who plays all over the ball, or all over the line, so he doesn't compare as much as those two do, but it can make sense for him to make $29 to $30 million. So it makes sense for him to set the market. Next point, Tony Pollard could get franchise tagged, according to Adam Schefter. The current running back franchise tag is $10.1 million a year. So that would be about what he'd probably be expecting in free agency, as he would be probably a pretty seeked after by other teams, sought after. And this could lead to the Cowboys keeping him and Zeke next year, or they could restructure Zeke's contract. If he doesn't want it restructured, they could cut Zeke or trade him, save money, and then they could perhaps make a deal with Tony Pollard, give him a long-term contract. If they were to just keep him and Zeke, what could happen is he could hold out for a deal, but it's really unknown at this point. Our next topic is Derek Carr trade. The Saints, Jets, and Commanders are all in the race for Derek Carr, according to Adam Schefter. The Commanders don't make as much sense, though, because apparently they will be sticking with Sam Howell, as a couple conflicting reports have stated, as he started the last game of the season and he had like 3 touchdowns, 200 something yards, and 1 interception, which was really bad, but he looked pretty good, and he also has some scramble ability. And the Jets met with Nathaniel Hackett, who would be the offensive coordinator for the Jets if they were to sign him to be the new offensive coordinator. And then this helps us transition into our next topic, as Adam Schefter reported that Aaron Rodgers could be on the trading block if he does come back for his next season, as it would create some QB controversy with the team. It is expected if Aaron Rodgers returns that Jordan Love would request a trade, and the team would be left to either trade Jordan Love or trade Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is on a pretty big deal. He's still got about 3 years left on his deal with $150 million or something like that. A lot of it's guaranteed money, so the Packers would have to eat probably some of that money, if not a lot of it, if he were to get traded, which makes sense for the Jets to meet with Nathaniel Hackett, because if they wanted to, they could go out and they could trade for Aaron Rodgers perhaps, and then they could have Nathaniel Hackett being their offensive coordinator. He has a history with Aaron Rodgers. He was also the Packers QB coach with Rodgers when he was there, or when Hackett was there. And if Rodgers were to stay, we would see probably Jordan Love get traded somewhere like the Raiders. They were always a possibility. Maybe the Dolphins take a shot at him, or the Buccaneers. Both those teams could be left without a quarterback, because it seems like Tom Brady will be leaving Tampa Bay. And so yeah, that is it. So make sure to subscribe and comment what you think will happen. Also make sure to leave a like, and peace.